What's up everybody, welcome to another video from Coding To Do. In today's video we're going to be talking about importing. Importing is one of the fundamental aspects of Python. It's important to know, so let's jump right into it. So one of Python's superpowers is actually its extensive library of modules. To be able to use this in your code, you need to know how to import them. So importing is like borrowing a book from a library, and instead of writing the code from scratch, you can actually borrow pre-written code. So this gives us the ability to focus on our own code. So let's look at one of the basics. So here we will use import, and then we will go to math. Let's import some math. So this right here is one of the simplest forms of an import statement. Import followed by the module name, which is math. Import math will bring in the module to our script. And the math module includes mathematical constants and functions. So let's say, for example, we wanted to print out pi. So by typing that out manually, that'll take a little bit of time, but let's make it easier by importing math and printing pi. So let's go to print. We'll call our module right here, and we'll go to pi and print out pi. We can also actually do square roots. So let's call math module again, and let's take the square root of 16. Let's run that, and there we go. Get the number 4. So here you can see that we've used module to print the value of pi and the square root of 16. To access these fundamentals, we use the syntax module name dot function, or the variable. So, but what if we only wanted to use one function or variable from a module? What we can actually do is use a from import statement. So let's go back up here. So let's say we only wanted to use pi and square root. Instead of importing the whole module, what we can do is we actually can take from math and import only pi and square root. So by doing this, we don't import the whole math module, but we import pi and square functionality. So let's run this code again. So we get an error message. The reason for that is we actually don't need to call the math module anymore because we're importing pi and square root directly. So let's delete this, and let's delete this right here, and let's run the code again, and there we go. Looks good. So let's look into another concept of importing. So sometimes module names can be long, making your code harder to read. So we can make it easier by actually creating an alias for that module. So what we'll do here is we'll import pandas, for example, as PD. So when we import the pandas library, but call it PD in our code, this kind of alias is not only convenient, but it's also widely accepted Python convention. So let's look at another aspect of importing, which is actually you can import your own scripts or modules. So I have a Python file right here, myscript.py. It has a function and a variable, both of which print out different print statements. So let's go back to our youtube.py folder. So let's import that. So we can simply do import, and we can call this right here. And here we're importing the myscript.py. So now we can use all the functions and variables defined in my script. So let's add to this. That's my script. So let's call the test function. Okay, let's run this code, and there you go. So we print out hello from my script, which is hello from my script in the myscript.py folder. Okay, so how about the variable? So let's go to print my script, test variable, and let's run that, and go. This is a variable from my script. Looks good. Another thing when dealing with importing is actually you can have errors occur. So Python's pretty helpful when something goes wrong. If you're trying to import a module that does not exist, it'll actually tell you if it does not, and it will give you an error. So let's try to import something here. Does not exist. And let's run it, and there you go. Module not found error, no module name. Okay, so there you have it for today's video. So Python importing is important to know. It's helpful and it makes your code convenient, easier to use. So I hope you found this video helpful. Give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow coders. Remember to hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you won't miss out on our future videos. Any questions or topics, please feel free to let us know what you want us to cover. You can comment below. Until next time, keep exploring and happy coding.